I still can't shake the memory of that humiliating moment when Henry Crawford abandoned me at our own engagement party. The banquet hall was crowded, yet eerily silent. The atmosphere was so tense, you could hear every breath in the room. The silence stretched on until Charlotte Reynolds, her hand firmly clasped in Henry's, finally broke it with a gentle plea. "Henry, please don't. Sarah's still so young." Young. A scornful whisper drifted from the corner. "Isn't she pushing 26? The growing murmurs only made the tension more unbearable. I desperately clung to the edge of Henry's jacket, refusing to accept what was happening. When I finally looked up at him, I couldn't hold back my tears. "Sarah, don't force me to be cruel," Henry said, carefully setting down his champagne glass as he rose from his seat. "How many times must I repeat myself? We're nothing more than the product of our family's arrangement. I don't love you. I never have and never will." Fighting back tears, I challenged him. "Then why did you never let me date anyone else?" "Because you are my fiancé," he replied coldly. "Even it is in name only. Any scandal involving you would have brought shame to both the Blackwoods and the Crawfords." "What about that kiss at my graduation ceremony?" I pressed. Irritation flashed across Henry's face. "You were drunk and threw yourself at me." I let out a bitter laugh, even as tears continued streaming down my face. "But in all these years, I was the only woman in your life. Are you saying you felt absolutely nothing for me?" "That's because I hadn't met the woman I truly love until now." Henry wrapped his arm around Charlotte's shoulders. "Listen carefully, because I'll only say this once. I love Charlotte, and she's the one I'm going to marry. Your usual manipulation won't work this time." "Henry," Charlotte melted into his embrace. Right there, at what was supposed to be my engagement party, Henry bent down and kissed her. Charlotte wrapped her arms around his neck, returning his kiss with equal passion. As I watched them, I couldn't help but remember our graduation night kiss. The same tenderness, the same passion that had kept me lost in a beautiful illusion for 4 years, foolishly believing I held a special place in his heart. Later, Henry moved out of the Crawford mansion and into a luxury riverside apartment with Charlotte. He specifically asked friends not to tell me about the move, probably fearing I'd create another scene. This time, though, I didn't rush to his office building in tears. Instead, after a brief moment of heartache, I forced myself to move on. One evening, while having dinner with friends nearby, I ran into Charlotte as I was paying the bill. "Sarah, Henry's here too. Would you like to come say hello?" I politely declined. "Sorry, I have plans with friends." Suddenly, Charlotte's eyes welled up with tears. "Sarah, I know my family background isn't as prestigious as yours, but please stop speaking ill of me to the elders." I stared at her, dumbfounded. "Charlotte, I've never said anything about you to them," she continued through her tears. "I understand. You've been Henry's fiancée since childhood, and you've always loved him deeply. It's natural that you can't accept our relationship right away. But Sarah, as women, shouldn't we learn to let go? I've always been direct, not one for subtle implications. Charlotte, please don't make unfounded accusations." Before I could finish, Charlotte suddenly collapsed to her knees. "Sarah, I'm begging you." Startled, I reached out to help her up, but before I could touch her, she fell backward. "Sarah, what are you doing?" Henry's furious voice boomed from behind. A powerful force shoved me away, and my arm slammed hard against the iron railing, sending pain shooting through my body. "Henry, let me explain. This is just a misunderstanding." "You dare make excuses," he snarled. "How long have you been pulling these tricks?" Henry pulled Charlotte into his arms, his eyes piercing through me with pure hatred, as if trying to cut me to pieces with his gaze alone. "Sarah, apologize to her right now." "Henry, shut up and apologize immediately." Charlotte trembled in his arms, tears falling silently down her face, looking utterly helpless. My arm was already turning a mottled purple and blue, with bruising visibly spreading beneath the skin. Those shocking marks didn't even catch Henry's eye. He just looked at me as if I were some unforgivable criminal. I gave a bitter smile, unwilling to say another word. "I'm sorry." Henry seemed taken aback for a moment, but his eyes quickly grew even harder. "Not sincere enough." I straightened my back and bowed deeply. "Is this better?" Charlotte watched me, her lips curling slightly upward before quickly shifting to sobs as she turned to Henry. "Let it go, Henry.